Hey folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog today. Today we're going to go over and check on our shiitake mushrooms. So I just so happened to get a cool surprise this morning. I was doing a round on the farm just checking everything out, and I checked my shiitake mushroom logs, and lo and behold, after a year and a half, they're finally producing. So today we're going to take you over, we'll show you what to do to store the shiitakes, we'll harvest the shiitakes, and we'll talk to you a little bit about success with growing shiitake mushrooms. All right? Stoney Ridge. All right, guys, so this is Steve. Steve helps volunteer on the farm from time to time. He comes up, I met him through YouTube, really nice guy, he helps out a whole lot. Very nice to have him. If it wasn't for Steve, we wouldn't know about the shiitake mushrooms down here, because I was taking him around showing him all the storm damage and everything. I'm still recovering from a cold, if you can't tell. But I took him down here to show him the storm damage, and lo and behold, we had a huge pile of shiitake mushrooms. He's like, whoa, what are those? Cannot wait. Gonna send him home with some. It's gonna be awesome. He's gonna get a big load of eggs and a big pile of shiitake mushrooms to take home to cook with. Let's get down here by the creek and I'll show you where they are. Alright guys, so these are our shiitake logs. All these logs were inoculated with shiitake plugs that I ordered from Amazon. Really, really cool. We did this about a year and a half ago, and I'd pretty much lost hope in any shiitake mushroom growing. Now we're in a shaded area. We've got the mushroom logs up off the ground. In other words, I have two logs laying underneath these mushroom logs. And that evidently is the recipe for success. We had a good cold snap right after a whole lot of rain, and it's really allowed these shiitakes to bloom and blossom. So we'll get you some close-ups. The way we harvest shiitake mushrooms is you just pluck them right off the log, just like I'm doing here, and be sure you don't miss any, because man, there's a ton of shiitakes up underneath here too. So what we'll do, we'll harvest them off the log and we'll put them in a paper bag. And the paper bag will allow them to dry just a little bit, not a lot, but it'll keep them from mildewing and molding. Pretty cool. There are a ton of mushrooms here. Very, very impressed. My dad is going to be really impressed. He's gotten into mushrooming, like wild mushrooming. He'll really like this. So from this point, we've got some shiitakes that are only about this big. I think we'll leave those for tomorrow. But once you get a bloom like this, you better pick them pretty soon, because they'll be gone within 2 days. Squirrels and deer will eat these and they'll just go away. So you pretty much have to get in here, harvest them as quickly as you possibly can, and store them in your refrigerator. I'm going to say we'll harvest 10 pounds of shiitake mushrooms off this. It's really interesting to see how this was done, how I pounded in the little shiitake plugs. We're going to show you some of these mushrooms and just how pretty they are. Let's get this guy off. So they're not a very tough mushroom. They're not a very tender mushroom either, but they're just beautiful white underneath and just have a beautiful texture and a wonderful taste. I can't describe the feeling that you get from picking your own mushrooms that you inoculated a log with. I really can't describe how fun it is. Kind of cool to grow this stuff on your own. Just gently pick them off, and that's your mushroom. Awesome, beautiful stuff. You can see right here, I believe a little squirrel got in there. They'll tend to split at the very top, so you got to go ahead and harvest them once they start blossoming like this, or once you get a bloom. But just a beautiful, beautiful mushroom. Awesome, awesome stuff. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you coming to the Stoney Ridge Farm today. If you have any questions, let me know. We basically inoculated these logs. They've been sitting here in the woods, on the edge of the woods, for about a year and a half, and we just kind of kept a check on them, and boom, a good cold snap, a good wet snap. It was really wet for several weeks, then it got really cold, we had a cold snap, and boom, the shiitakes just took off. If you guys know anything about shiitake mushrooms, if you have success, please leave comments down in the video description. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. And be sure, You look at this video right up here. This will show you how we inoculated them, and there'll be a link in the video description to the little shiitake plugs that we put in here. Basically, these are the sites. You can see little dots on here where the plugs were. Can't tell you how happy I am. Great success. Had to be patient. Took about a year and a half. But now we got some wonderful shiitakes. Cool. Thanks a lot for watching the Stoney Ridge Farm Vlog today. Guys, pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon down there. It'll notify you when I post a new video, and we'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. All right?
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge.
So we've harvested all the shiitakes. Something you need to know is they don't specifically grow from the plug that you planted. In other words, the entire log is inoculated with shiitake mushrooms. So they're growing out in various spots. Sometimes it's where you put a plug and sometimes it's not. But you can see like the log's starting to split open and probably come down here in a couple days and there'll be a whole nother harvest right here. Really cool. I think the better way to store these is upright. But having them down close to the ground for me was easier because I didn't have to watch them all the time, and I could always have them down here where it's moist and I didn't have to water my shiitake mushrooms. Cool. We got a whole grocery bag full of shiitakes. This is about 5 pounds of mushrooms. Awesome. What do you think about all the storm damage we had?
It's not too bad.
That's bullshit.